Hi, this is Mark, and Pam and I have put together this video to give you some helpful hints on how to use the unit, as well as make some adjustments on the door, show you where the reset button is, just some helpful hints that might not show up in your owner's manual or the video on how to put it together. The dust cover that goes on the very top of the roof up towards your ceiling. I'm taking it off now so we can show you a couple things on the roof. One, all the stereos have an inline fuse. It's like a car stereo. It has a 15 or a 20 amp fuse in it. The second thing is, this is the main control box. You saw the hole in that dust cover. This electrical cord comes out through it. There is a reset button on the side of the box. That's in case you have a power outage and everything else in your house comes on and this doesn't. You'll have to go up on a ladder and push it back in. The glass door has larger holes in it than our hinge holes. So if it ever starts to drag on the bottom of the frame, you merely loosen these up a little bit, grab a hold of the door from below, gradually pull it up, and as you're pulling up, retighten the 4 screws. They are Allen heads. This is our ionizer. Its purpose is to purify the air while you're in here. You take off the compartment in the back, put a gel pad in that's supplied with it, and twist this cover back on. Later on, I'll show you how to use it. While you're taking a sauna, there is an ozonating part of this. This gets screwed onto the wall in this back part here and gets plugged into this cord that supplies the electricity to it. When you first get into your unit after it's been made, you'll want to set the time. This is a 24-hour military clock. In order to set the time, you hold the timer button down until the 05 here starts to flash. You adjust the hours here. Right now I need 15, and the minutes are down here to 32, and you can either let it blink a few times and it'll shut off, or re-push the time button and it'll stop. This light switch right here controls the light that's inside the unit and the couple lights that are outside of our units. They're all LEDs, they're all movable for reading, and they're all changed by pulling down from the inside. A couple springs will come with them, and then they snap right back into position. Every unit has a temperature sensor wire. It goes to that control box that I showed you with the reset button, so make sure this is always hanging here. When you get ready to turn on the power the very first time after it's made, it's going to be in Celsius, and that's indicated by the red arrow being in the upper position. To get it down here to Fahrenheit, you hold those 2 buttons in together, the temperature buttons. That gets it to 76 right now in here. We're going to raise it up to 140 as the maximum temperature of the units, but to start out, we like to start our customers out at 120 degrees. 60 minutes is the maximum time. That's too long to start with. We're going to reduce this down to 45 and shut this off. When you come in here now to take a sauna in any of the units, you want to begin to learn to sweat into towels and not into the floor. In this particular GE2 unit, we want to put a towel on the bench. We want to put a solid towel on the floor. And everybody who's taking a sauna should have either some small hand towels on top of the unit that you can just grab one on the way in, but learn to wipe as much sweat as you possibly can while you're taking a sauna. If you have a floor heater in your unit, we tell people to go ahead and just lay a complete towel over the floor heater and then cut out the floor heater part of the towel so it's something that you can sweat into and yet wash periodically. Now we're getting ready to take a sauna. We always want to do 3 things from right to left. 1, we want to turn on the ionizer, that's the green light, during your sauna. 2, we want to turn on our lights overhead so we can read. And 3, we're going to turn on the power. And the power settings and the time settings are always going to be whatever the last set of settings are when the unit ran. So in this case, I set it for 120 and 45. As soon as you do that, you should be sitting down in here and learning to take a sauna by warming your body up gradually with the infrared heaters, which are all starting to fire up now. And when you come in and do that, if you're going to be a person that's a workout person, or a person who's going to take a walk, say, if you came in here and just took a 10-minute sauna just to warm up your body with some deep infrared rays, then shut it off and go out and do those activities, I think your body would thank you for it. After you're in here and the unit is running, you're going to be able to look at your radio, which is hanging here. Whatever you do, however you play it, CD, AM, FM, Bluetooth, auxiliary cord, I want you to please close the unit during the sauna. What'll happen then is the heat will stay in here, otherwise it wants to run out through that radio hole. When this unit gets up to the right temperature of 120, it will rise to 123, it'll kick back to 117, it'll go back and forth about 6 degrees. That's normal. When this 44 minutes in your sauna gets down to 5 minutes to go, it's going to make a series of 10 beeps. And that's telling you that in 5 more minutes, these two numbers only are going to shut off to dead silence. After they shut off, you need to then shut off your lights manually, pull your radio down and shut off your radio, and come over here to this little ionizer, which has been trying to purify the air, but now that we've sweated in here, the last thing we do on our way out is we hit the top part, turn this to red. By turning it to red, you're turning on the ozonator. And that's going to get rid of the sweat toxins and bacteria. You do not want to be in here when it's red. As soon as you do that, get out of the machine and close the door. Everything should be shut off. And for about 25 minutes while you're taking a shower, this thing will do the red. Then it'll turn itself back to green, repurify the air that's left in here, and then he shuts himself off. This is the remote control for the chromotherapy lighting, a very valuable tool in healing a lot of maladies that go on in people's lives, from arthritis to high blood pressure to depression. So read up in your manuals. There's a whole nice section that they have, and there's certain colors. Even getting a cold, you should sit here in a certain color. The lights are on now, and you turn them on and off with the remote only. If you hit the bottom right one time, you're going to see that the lights filter through almost like Donna Summer and disco music. The bottom left, you hit that one time, that's going to let the lights filter through at a very slow rate of speed, very relaxing. Now, if there's a color that you want, the red arrow button, let's say it's bright red because you're getting a cold, you keep hitting that red arrow button until bright red shows up. That stays that color the whole time that you're in here. And finally, there is a gold arrow button that has 4 brightness settings, and so you can have it as bright or as dim as you want it. You get the same results, the same benefits. It's just some people like light a little bit better than others. You shut it off, and you can leave it in here all the time. It won't hurt it. And the last thing I'll tell you about all your units is that we have sheet heaters, one continuous sheet heater. Some units have 6, some have 8, some have 9, some have 11. It depends. But they all have a lifetime warranty. If this heater, you put your hand up to it one day and it's not running, it'll be dead cold. You call the company, they'll give you a brand new one for free for the life of this unit. If it's this one, you take off the 6 screws, pull the whole unit off the wall. It has one plug and play in it. You slide a brand new heater, it's a thin sheet, right into a couple grooves, replug and play it, and screw it on the wall. Often when we have to build these, because we have to get around the unit, we set them out into the room. And when it comes time to move your unit back into the wall where you're going to store it, these are only sitting on these bases. They are not screwed down to them. So you do never want to be pushing from the top side. You always want to get down low, kind of grab it like this, and just walk it into the corner. Just go over to the other side, walk it into the corner a little bit. And that way there, your unit will stay nice.